Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Hey up, everyone. I hope everyone's not too down in the dumps after that news today. I'm certainly not. I couldn't give a fuck. I won't lie to you. I don't give a rat's ass about Igor Paixão. I'll call him Paixao now, like I used to do. Yeah, I don't really care. It'd be nice to get him, but let's not stress about it. We move. I think it were right for Leeds to stay in the hunt as long as I could if there were an opportunity to get a player of that calibre. But yeah, and I tell you what, I've seen already people moving on with the rumours of X and Y for his replacement or, you know, targets of similar players. And I haven't got the capacity for that right now. I'm really not bothered about another long-winded discussion about who should come in. I've heard Jonathan Rowe, honestly. If we give Marseille any money for them, then we're just an absolute mug, aren't we? Yeah, I'm not quite ready for that whole transfer saga to just shift to another player now. This is why the 49ers like to do things in silence. Let's be fair. As fans, sometimes we have a bit of a whinge and moan that we want to know more. Did it help in this instance? Did it chuff? Would it have been better for us to not know? Probably. It's been, 2 weeks? It's just intensified and got more annoying and more annoying. And ultimately, I felt like this was going to happen when I heard last night that Marseille were going to come in with like a final sort of bid. It's looked like from day one. Igor Paixão has wanted Marseille over Leeds, and fair enough. It is what it is. It's hard to compete with European football. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth Marseille. Marseille have bid for a player that they really want. You know, let's be fair, they've shown commitment to wanting his signature just like Leeds have, and he's been in quite a fortunate position. He's been able to pick between two clubs, one in Premier League and one in Europe. Lovely part of the world to live at, I guess, but I'm not going to go down the route of bad mouthing him for picking an easy route or all like that. It is what it is. He's entitled to play whoever he wants to play for. So no meltdown from me. I didn't even know why Igor Paixão was 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm not concerned at all. We're doing bits. We're looking good. It's not one to lose his head over this. Not at all. Yeah, so please smash a like, please subscribe for everybody who's here, and we'll get through it together. Get in the chat, let me know your thoughts. Really appreciate you all tuning in for me. Thank you. I hope Tez is in the house. Andy, no matter your face and thumbnail says it all. I need to know it's tea time or Paixao dealer stuff. Honestly, mate, that's just honestly, I'm not asked. I'm not asked, mate. Tez, truth revealed as Leeds United bid for. Yeah, in Saudi. Yeah, there's no win that I don't think that is it. That Kesai, whatever it's called. Kessler. No in that, I don't think, mate. Too much money. But yeah, thanks for being here, Tessa, as always. And yeah, Matt H, buddy. That's something I'm going to touch on quite a bit in this stream, I think, Ramazani, because if one person will be the happiest of this news, and it will be Ramazani. Although you want to back your teammates, you want to push yourself and stuff like that. Currently, I go, Paixao wasn't a teammate of Ramazani's. There's no way, you know, on earth does Ramazani want a player of that calibre coming into the club in his position. I would say that the noise around the signing someone like Igor Paixao has pushed Ramazani, and will, you know, having someone like that in club would push him to do better and ultimately won that competition. But 100%, you're right there, Matt. Ramazani will be buzzing that's fallen through. And that's not to say we won't move on to other targets. Maybe we'll get someone better. Who knows? You would assume not. You would assume whoever we bring in will be a lesser capable player than Igor was, or is. But yeah, Ramazani will be happiest man in Leeds right now if they're back home from Germany. 100%, mate. Evening, Duncan. Hope you're well, mate. Ian Brown, hey up, pal. All right, mate. How is your transfers going? I was going great. Yeah, no, to be fair, mate, Ours are doing very well too, Ian. So we've missed out on Igor Paixão, but I am concerned. It would have been a top draw player. I think we get that over the line. It's a guarantee we stay up. I still think we stay up quite comfortably now with our business. Our squad is way too good to go down currently. I think we've got to offload a bit of dead wood. We've still got maybe a left winger striker definitely coming, which will be decent transfer, decent business, I think. Exciting players, whoever we're bringing in those positions. And probably a backup fullback now for both sides. Someone who can be back up to Goodmanson and Bogle with Schmidt going out. But yeah, we're doing all right, mate. A bit annoying that we haven't got Paixao, I guess, mate, but I ain't going to lose me over it, mate. It's not end of world. How do, Robbo? Evening, Mike. Hey up, buddies. Evening, Harvey. All right, Matty. Lad, not bad being a Sunderland fan today. No, I guess not, mate. Decent news you've got here. Here we go on Granit Xhaka. I think you've paid too much. We're all entitled to his opinions. I think you've paid too much, but I think he's a decent player for you guys. You've sort of stockpiled middle of that pitch, aren't you? A bit like us. We've got 5 great options in central midfield. You had Dan Neil, Chris Rigg, and now you've got Sadiki, Diarra, and Granit Xhaka. Are you going to see a couple of players leave, or are you going with decent depth in there? But for me, mate, you lost 3-0 at Hearts. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I know that you can say what you want about. I'm being a bit more in, and I'll get into this with Wayne. I think I'm seeing having a show with Wayne on Wednesday on his channel, but we'll get into it on Wednesday about that. But yeah, I think you've got a lot to do in defence. Where I think our transfers and our squad's looking very, very balanced. We've just got a couple of areas to improve on, but 3 weeks to go before we play it, and we are in good hands. Danny Green, evening all. With Paixao not coming, hoping a couple of other targets that have been talked about in the public are in the pipeline. Yeah, and there will be, Danny. There will be. See, honestly, I've seen a few brandy around it last hour. I'm not going to talk about any targets as of now. I've seen them. If you want to touch on Jonathan Rowe, let me know in chat. But again, this has just happened today. We're not getting Igor now, and it is what it is. Ramazani for me is very capable of starting in Prem. Are we going to get a player better than Ramazani? People will be hoping so. There's every chance that the player we're bringing now, will maybe be of a Ramazani level, and they've got a battle out for the shirt, whereas a Paixao would be a straight starter, probably over Ramazani. Be interested to see how it goes. But yeah, they will have people in pipeline, Danny. Igor was 1 of 7 on the list, and what you probably found is he was top at list. And I've heard him. I don't know where the quote came from, but as a club, it's been well known and publicised that we had a couple of targets that were aiming for the stars with it. Players who potentially were out of reach, but we still went for them anyway. We said that similar with the Saka deal before he went to Diarra deal before he went to Sunderland. It one of those deals that we always felt would be a tough one to do, and I think that was the same for the Paixao one. But yeah, there's another 6 names on that list of 7 to go for, and whether they're as good or not as Paixao, they're on that list for a reason because Leeds fancy him. So yeah, I won't stress too much about it. The more Jack Harrison stays in the squad and he's playing minutes in pre-season, and people like Paixao are turning Leeds down, that's getting me a little bit worried. I would love someone to come in on a Ramazani level, obviously, if not better. But the worry for me would be if Jack Harrison was back up to Ramazani. Jack Harrison's a worry because he's still here. I'm still going to stick my neck on line and say he goes, and we're bringing somebody else at a decent level. But yeah, that's my only problem with Paixao not coming. Is obviously the level of play it would have been for Leeds United. It would have been a massive difference maker. But also, that's definitely the end of Jack Harrison, with Ramazani being back up to Paixao potentially. Now it's I'm just not too sure how it'll play out, but surely we're bringing another left winger. But I am cool at the minute. Get Solomon back. I'd be happy with that. I think that could always happen later on in window. If we go for another winger, Matt, of a high caliber, which it looks like we're doing, and maybe we just can't get that one over the line. Maybe these players we're aiming for are sort of waiting for these European sides to come in and take them. Let's be fair, Marseille's a lovely place to live. They're in Europe and all that. Maybe we'll go for another one of that caliber, which is great. We're going for those kind of players, but maybe we miss out again. Maybe Solomon's still available back end of window, and maybe it's a goer then. And I always said the 4 wingers we had last year, Matt, I had no qualms about them playing in Premier League for us, all 4 of them. James, Nonto, no bother at all. I think Nonto will be better in Prem. And then obviously Ramazani, I'm a massive fan of, and Solomon, kept Ramazani out of side, so you can't say much wrong about him. So the 4 wingers we had last season, I'd have been happy with in Prem. There's still a chance that happens this season. There's every chance we got Solomon back. What I'll say is, for a lot of the fans I've heard, just reading between lines, whether they'd be happy with Solomon later on at window or not, I don't know. But right now, it would feel like a downgrade from Paixao, which it is. Thing is, with Solomon, you sort of know what you're getting. He's played in England. He's done it in Prem to he's done it in Europe. We've seen him at Leeds. He's going to always be remembered for that championship winning goal. So I don't think it'd take long for Leeds fans to sort of start getting their head around the fact that Solomon, if he came back, is a decent asset to have. Hey up, Duncan. If Paixao didn't want to come, sod him. We need players that want to be. Yeah, well, that's it, innit? For me, he's probably always wanted Marseille. That's why it's not happened. We've been well documented for a few days now. We had the money, and for some reason, it never really felt like it was going to be us who got him. I always felt like while having Marseille was still trying to sort the money out, trying to get that bid into matches at least. I always felt like if they did that, he'd go Marseille. And whatever his reasons are, people can say, "Oh, you're going to a Farmers League. You're not playing. You're playing at a poor standard." Whatever you want to say. He's playing football in Europe. We're Leeds United. In his eyes, he's got no ties to Leeds United. Are we going to struggle? I don't think we are now. But likelihood is, when you look at the odds are stacked against us to stay up, etc., etc., he can go to Marseille and be one of the top teams in that division, winning most weeks, playing in Europe in a nice part of the world. I sort of get it. He don't get Leeds. He might have had a word with Rafinha. We thought agent Rafinha had come good for us, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You bang up money. If you don't want to be here, we don't want you. It's a lot of money to spend on someone who I think may have been homesick, may have just, for me, it's a good job we haven't got him for me now. When you look at what's happened. Evening, brother. Hey up. The brother-in-law. How you doing, Josh? Hope you're well, mate. I don't know if you've caught a live for a while. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Love you. Ian Brown. You may not have got Paixao. But for your benefit, it shows the type of player you are aiming to get. That's good. Yeah, no, that's it, mate. Like I say, Leeds sort of targeted him, and it well documented that it may have just been out of reach. But you've got to shoot for the stars, haven't you? Look at you with Granit Xhaka. Like I say, I think you might have overpaid, but if you stay up, it's money well spent in it, and the experience and the caliber of play, you know what you're getting with Xhaka. So as a top player. With Paixao, it's a bit of a risk because he's not done it in a league bigger than the Eredivisie. Let's be fair, that is a poor league. I'd even put Championship as a higher standard than Eredivisie. But he's done consecutive numbers 2 seasons back to back, and he's on fringe of Brazil squad. I actually think he'd maybe had a better chance of getting in Brazil squad playing in the Prem. When you think of Rafinha's pathway, when you think of the players who's in front of him at Brazil, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, there's a few more in there, isn't there? I think he might have had a better pathway playing for Leeds, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's great that we're linked with players like this. Last season we're in Premier League, mate, and now you're going for top targets in Europe. It's great for us as a club. It shows the ambition of the club. It shows the problem is it shows we've got money to spend. So that's a worry. Whoever we go for next, they know we're willing to go to 32 million euros for Igor Paixão. So if someone, is wanting 32 million for a winger that we deem not even as good as what Paixao would have been, who's to say they don't just keep pushing it, knocking it back, knowing that we've got a lot more money in coffers to go. That's a bit of a downside of this whole saga. It's been that public, which is why the 49ers don't like doing business like this. It's been that public that it can affect other deals now. Everybody knows that we want a left winger. I mean, currently we've got 2 indoor, haven't we? To everybody else, we've got 2 wingers indoor with Harrison and Ramazani. But it's common knowledge now, especially, that Leeds are after a left winger. It's common knowledge that Leeds are willing to spend 30 million plus on a left midfielder. And that ain't what you want to. You don't want that to be common knowledge. Because the next player we maybe go for might be 20 million, 22, 23 million quid. And they might just keep knocking it back, knowing we can get another 5 million out of him. We can keep squeezing. They've got the money. We know they've got the money because of the Paixao deal. So that's a little bit of a shitter, really. Brooke here, my man, how are you doing? Danny, it might be a good thing if Schmidt goes out on loan if he's not going to get much game time at Leeds. But who's going to provide the cover that Schmidt does? Yeah, that's the problem, innit? So Schmidt, I always felt would be a bit of a sacrificial lamb this season. Would go out on loan. I don't see how he'd get many minutes unless there were a catastrophic injury crisis on either side. What I would say is he's not going to be a loss to us because we haven't really seen him. I think he's played about 90 or 100 minutes, maybe all last season, split up into maybe 4 or 5 appearances. Didn't play many minutes. Yeah, that's probably too many minutes, to be fair. I can't remember him playing more than 10 minutes when he came on. But he never looked out of place. He always looked really good. And it's a bit like Stuart Dallas in terms of he can fill, more than one position. What, left back, right back, both wings. I think he's played central mid as well. So you're talking he can knock up 5-6 positions. Always great to have that sort of player in your squad. But I did feel like in a World Cup year, he'd want more minutes. He'd need more minutes to make that Swiss World Cup squad. And I always expected this to come. And I don't think it'd be Leeds pushing him out. I think it's just, he wants game time. He knows he ain't going to get game time, start time. He's relying on an injury, which is always a bad place to be. He would have got game time because there would have been knocks. But even for me, Danny, I won't lie, because we haven't seen enough of him, I wouldn't have wanted him as direct cover for left back and right back. So currently now, if he goes out on loan, Byram can do both. But for me, I want somebody else who can come in and do both sides to a decent level, higher than what Schmidt can for me. At Premier level, is Schmidt good enough? I don't know. And then Byram's there, obviously, as last resort. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have wanted Schmidt as backup anyway. So again, it's not one I'm too concerned about. But it's a shame for him because he looked talented. Maybe there's a way back for him. Go out on loan at Werder Bremen. Decent team, decent level in Bundesliga. If he goes and does well, then maybe he comes back to Leeds and he has a future. Like I say, when you can play that many positions, it's beneficial to Leeds to keep him in and around the squad. But like I say, timing's everything. And right now, he needs game time. And he ain't going to get it. Hi, Angela. Hope you're all right. Hey, Matty and everyone. If there's stuffing don't want to play for us, then I'm happy, isn't we move on? Yeah, we do. We move, don't we? We move. We haven't got a choice. Just got to try not to get too down about transfers like this, what don't happen. I've said it before. Ben White, what was the Charles de Ketelaere? There was that other lad that went to Atletico Madrid. John Paul Gaultier, Rodrigo de Paul. We've seen it all before. The long, drawn-out transfer sagas don't seem to ever come to fruition. They seem to get your hopes up and then just disappear, don't they? Like I say, the Ben White one's the one I really think of that went on all summer, and we knew Brighton said no. Brighton kept on saying no, and we were just hopeful that something had happened. And it feels very much like that, but it is what it is. There's other players out there, and like you say, the biggest shot in the arm ever for Ramazani. That it is the biggest shot in the arm ever. He's upped his game in pre-season. I say he's upped his game. He ended season well. He just couldn't get in the team for Solomon, which is it's not an embarrassment, is it? He ended season well. He's gone into pre-season fresh because let's be fair, he didn't play mass minutes last season. He's got about 900 odd minutes. Ramazani, one of the best G&A totals for the minutes played. Absolute raw talent. And he's hit the ground running in pre-season. Yeah, he's not scored. A couple of assists. Looks really good. And I looked great against Scum as well, that first pre-season game. And this is a big shot in his arm. Big shot in his arm. All that bit of talk about him going out alone and stuff, which I thought were rubbish. But yeah, this is just going to, I think, elevate him to another level, where whoever comes in now isn't probably going to be at Paixao's level. He's going to be in and around maybe Ramazani's level. People will say, there'll be some people not rate Ramazani, and fair enough, if you don't rate me, don't rate him. But if, say, Solomon comes in, yeah, Solomon played more of the games in the Championship, but that's a decent competition for Ramazani. That won't phase Ramazani. Maybe an Igor Paixão would have done. And maybe he wouldn't have got many minutes on back of that, so we'll have to see. You should go in for to get one back on us. Yeah, I mean, I've seen someone mention him, but I aren't too bothered. Ian, I'm not too bothered. It's a blessing in disguise, Slimwood. I couldn't agree more. Hey up, Jammy. I'm peeling boiled eggs for tea. Smash a like and subscribe. Yeah, please smash a like. Please subscribe. It's 50 people in here tonight. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Get Grealish on loan. Hey, Callum, passion for Leeds. Grealish. Thing is that being talked about? That I've seen you in group chat saying Grealish and Sterling. Are they being talked about? Is this just your preference? Let's face it, Igor wanted Southern France. Leeds don't want to play second fiddle. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I say don't want to play second fiddle. I think we were happy to be where we were in the running. We were still in for him, but yeah, if they wouldn't have tabled that bid, I think we'd have got him and he'd have come and he'd have played, and whether he wanted us or not, mate, he'd have played. and he'd done everything wearing our shirt. But ultimately, if they've matched the bid, and they were his preference, they were his preference. You're not going to be everyone's first choice, are you? Steve, Wise Forever. I thought as soon as he agreed personal terms with them, we would not get him. It's his choice. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hey up, Shorty boy. A few little ones, mate. A few little ones. PSF, hey up, mate. I don't get fixated on the player. I focus on the position to be filled. The 49ers have not commented on who our targets are or how important they are. I still think a 10 will be a major signing. Yeah, I disagree with a 10. I really don't think we go there, but I hope we do. I hope we bring a 10 in too, mate, just for options. And I'd love having a silky, skillful player in that 10 role, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think if we want to bring a 10 in, it'd be a big physical 8 really rather than a 10, and I think we've got a few of them already. So yeah, I'm not too sure on that one, but who knows? Honestly, I don't shit all really. He won't be. I don't know. Will he? Will he? Fuck off. Ian Brown, you can't put a price on what Xhaka brings to a promoted side, but it's important to sign players who won't have a sell-on value and who brings elements of... Yeah, I mean, brings massive experience, and I can't... I am going to dilute that as well, because we've signed Sean Longstaff, who isn't a shiny, exciting signing. It's just, you know what you're going to get from him in the Premier League experience as well. Obviously, he's about 5 years younger than Xhaka, but similar sort of mould in terms of you know what you're going to get. He'll come straight and he'll do a job. I just feel like you were valued at about 12 million. They turned it down. You've ended up paying, what, 18? Is it 20? Down to 18 million from 20 euros. But it just feels like you paid a little bit too much again. It does for a 32, 33-year-old. You've only given him a 2-year deal, which I think's about fair. I'm surprised he signed that. I thought he wanted more. But I'd have had Xhaka at Leeds before we signed Longstaff and Stack. I would have had Xhaka, so I am going to say no. But yeah, I just feel like the fee again, it's just a little bit too much for me. But again, we don't know this till the end of the season, do we? 21 days until Everton. I want a settled team, and I don't want to hear excuses from Farke. Like we need to do better. Yeah, well, for me, mate, he's going to have no excuses. This transfer going wrong doesn't define us. Seven signings in front door, 7 decent options, a few really, really good signings there. But I don't look at any of those signings and think they're poor signings. I really don't. I think we've absolutely nailed it. It's not club's fault. This Igor Paixão chose Marseille, is it? It's not. People say we took too long. We took too long. It's not. We're not playing Everton tomorrow either. You know what I mean? We've got 3 weeks still left. 3 weeks today we play Everton. 3 weeks now. I'll be walking out of the stadium absolutely buzzing because we've just got 3 points on opening day Premier League season. I've always said we need a striker like Mitrovic. Never actually meant Mitrovic himself. I'm surprised he's only 31 in September. Worth a punt. Yeah, I mean, without looking at his numbers recently and stuff, and you know all the stats behind it, I don't know. I like Mitrovic. He's an absolute shithouse. He's a big lump. I do like the player. Not too sure now, but if he signed for Leeds tomorrow, I'd back him, mate. But I'm not too sure. Yeah, Ian Brown, take Solomon and get relegated. In my opinion, you need to aim for better than what you had in the Championship. In my opinion, take Solomon and get. Yeah, if we sign Solomon, that won't mean we'll get relegated. I think we've got enough. If we didn't sign anyone at left wing, if Ramazani stayed fit, we'd be fine. Ramazani, obviously, chances are he wouldn't stay fit for season. But I think the side now. I think the side now will stay up. And we still need a winger, we still need a striker, and people may laugh at that. I think we stay up now. You know, before when I was like, we'll finish 16th, 17th, that with any deals, whatever we did, not knowing if we'd you know, tear the roof off the transfer window or if we'd just play it safe. I thought we'd stay up. I think what we've done now, we'll stay up. We'll stay up now, and for me, with 2 star signings off, which are to come, the left winger and the striker will come. And I expect them to still be 60, 70 million pound between both signings, whoever they may be. I expect that to push us further up the league. But I think we stay up with what we've got now. Maybe I'm deluded, but I've seen enough in Pirro over the last 2 seasons, in pre-season, to know he's a finisher. He'll score at any level for me. The wingers we've got are decent, apart from fucking Jack Harrison. And the defence is sorted anyway, and getting rid of Melier in net, even though he's still there, but replacing him with Perry. We've got enough as we are. So I ain't concerned. I am not concerned at all because we're already up in my eyes. We're already up. So have a good season, do what we can, and then build. David Moyes wants Harrison. Yeah, let him go. Let him go. No, 100%, mate. Danny Green, Harrison, useful squad player, just left a sour taste going on loan. He wasn't great. Yeah, I know what you mean as a squad player that never plays for me. I wouldn't want him. You've always got to think of your backup player. I don't even like the word backup. I want it to be competition. I don't ever want a player who's not playing behind a player to be backup. Like I didn't look last season as Ramazani as backup to Solomon. I looked at it as two players on par. The levels very close, battling out for one spot. I think Harrison back up to Ramazani is exactly that backup. And if Ramazani were injured and Harrison had to play for 3 or 4 weeks, I think we'd struggle. I still think we've got enough elsewhere, but I wouldn't want Harrison to be having many minutes at all for us, Danny. I won't lie. I get what you mean. Squad option, not starting. He's done it before, but for me, no. And it's not even the taste, bitter taste in mouth. It's not even the dislike he has him as a human now. I never rated him anyway as a player. He gave everything, but I never rated him. He was playing in a side that had Mateus Clicker who were magic, Pablo Hernandez who were magic, hard workers around you. And he was a hard worker, but for me, he just outshone by players he's played with in a time where Leeds United didn't have many exciting, talented players. You had Pablo and Clicker. Rest were just hard workers. It just worked. And for me, Harrison, he just weren't it. Yeah, he had moments, clusters, hot and cold Harrison, bad for 5 games, scores a brace, and improves his stats and ends up somehow getting to 10 goal G&A or whatever. It always looked okay, but I never rated him at champ level. So, and I don't think he's done out in last 3 years in Prem. Well, 5 years he's played in Prem, hasn't he? To show me that. Exactly, Wayne. Exactly. I think he's playing Harrison to put him in the chat window. I hope so. Whichever reason he's playing him for, he's playing him, and that's a worry. Because he is getting minutes in pre-season. On to plan B. Oh no, we will have a plan B. I just don't like it how this is happening all of a sudden after Jonathan Rowe again. Let's just let dust settle from this a little bit before we start ramping up about someone else. Jesus. But yeah, club will have plenty of people in mind. I hope Stack isn't too nice and he has a bit of shit out. Yeah, mate. Ian, mate. Ian he's a bully. He's a bully in there, mate. And he can play as well. That's why 49ers set price and they stick to. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Ian Brown, the signing of Xhaka is a difference between relegation or survival. Yeah, maybe. I've said the same about a few of our players as well. I don't think we get relegated for, signing a long staff, signing an Anton Stack. We've signed some cracking players herself. I don't think we go down. So you have every right to say that if I was a Sunderland fan, I'd be shouting from rooftops with sign Xhaka. And if he keeps you up or you stay up, you're not asked about paying the money you spent for him. But again, I'd just say you've paid 10, 15, 20% too much for all your players probably. But we'll have to see. But you are happy because guess what? Granit Xhaka's not off to the AFCONs. Get in. You've got at least one player. Hiya, Mark. Hope you're well. Mate, shows 49ers are happy to dine at the top table, and it's a long time since we got to that place. They will deliver the top players in the coming days. 100%. And you say they'll deliver the top players. I think we've already signed some top players. We've been down at the top table. With Yakabio, with Anton Stack. We've already done some great business. 100% we've already done some good business. So I'm not too concerned about who we bring in. All you know for a fact is we are swimming in those waters now. We are. Because we've seen it. He's joined Arsenal, hasn't he, mate? Joined Arsenal. Sunderland are going down, in my opinion. Their squad is weak. Unless they sort the defence out, they're going to struggle for me. The strikers and the defence, I'm not too sure. Their midfield looks okay, looks good. The midfield looks good. The wingers have got plenty of options on wing as well, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. I hope they don't go down. But a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking they were going to do really well. I've sort of changed my opinion. I think Leeds are gonna be way above Sunderland this season. Which will be fun because obviously I'm doing my bridging the gap with Wayne from Only Fools and SAFC every week, especially when season starts. Been a bit lax with the pre-season stuff, but be interesting to see how that goes. Steve, I've never understood why we are going for left winger. We have Ramazani and Nonto. But then again, if we've got Ramazani and Nonto, we probably need to bring a right winger in. If you think Nonto plays better for left, that's fair. What I would say is what we're going to miss in Paixao, if Ramazani and Nonto can maintain the form that they're building in pre-season and take that into the Prem, if you look at them two as an option on left, Steve, we're fine. But then we'd need to bring in another right winger for me. There's also a possibility that Nonto stays as a right option, which there's every chance that does happen with Dan James. You've got Ramazani, you've got Harrison, but you've also got Brendan Aronson, which I don't want him to be an option anywhere. But Farke, would you rule Farke out of Ramazani being the starting left wing, and then having an option of Brendan Aronson for the last 20 minutes off that left? We saw him play off the left when we first signed him. I would be very, very disappointed if that happened. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. Would this be a possibility in Daniel Farke? I hope not. But yeah, what we do know is we're looking for a left winger. We've got money to spend. We're obviously prioritising that position because that would have been a record signing, I think, for club. So I'm hoping it doesn't come to fruition that, we'll just make do there. I don't think that will happen, but I'm just sort of looking at it from that point of view. Realistically, how long Paixao have been here? 1 or 2 years. If he's success, he would have been sold to Champions League club. Only benefit would have been, but it's not even only benefit. What a benefit that would be. Guaranteed to stay up. Let's say if we stay up, guaranteed survival, and maybe a £20 million profit. That's massive. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's only the only benefit is. It's a massive benefit in it. It'd have kept to, if we'd have been a stronger outfit, to stay up for the next couple of years and make a massive sale in a couple of years like we did in Rafinha. And it brings us joy. And I get a couple of years of going to the stadium and him getting my ass off my seat. I think it'd have been worth it. But I understand where you're getting at. Let's not get too beat up. He'd have only been here for a couple of years potentially, but we could say that about any player. But you're still going to get excited while they are here. I agree, Wayne. I agree. I think it's something we can wait on. I'm surprised at how hard we've gone in for Paixao, I won't lie, but obviously it's great that we have. We've just missed out. I think now I would move to the striking position and try and get that sorted. If we're after Munez, or I could see that dragging out. Maybe we've got other targets, but I'd like us to go get a striker. I like what Metcha's doing in pre-season. I like what Pedro's doing, but we know we want a striker, so maybe go get that one done and see what happens with that left spot. I wouldn't be against Solomon coming back, no. I would not be against Solomon coming back, Andy. I wouldn't at all. Exactly, Richard. And again, he's injured currently. Not a major injury, but he's currently injured. So, say we bring him in for 32 million quid, injured, comes in, and it takes him 3 months to get going before we see a couple of months to get going. Maybe he don't get going. Maybe it's too much for him. The weather, the move, the physicality, the fact that he hadn't had a full pre-season, the weight of expectation, you just don't know. So maybe it hadn't happened for a reason. Maybe it hadn't happened for a reason. You got to look at it like that for me. Craig, hey up, Craig. Evening, mate. I hope you're all well, pal. I'm good, mate. Devastating news, but not unexpected. I applaud the club's ambition. We've done great business so far. Lots more fun and games to come. Yeah, the only bit I disagree with there is the disappointing part. Personally, I am disappointed. I couldn't give a shit. The rest of it, bang on money. It's a little bit annoying that it's gone on so long and we haven't got him. But I'm a massive Ramazani fan, and I'm buzzing that he's potentially going to get more of a run out if without Igor coming in and I back him to the hilt. Hopefully we'll go out there and buy someone just as good. Maybe it is disappointing, but I'm not proper down about it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it probably is disappointing, good word, but I'm not down. I'm not downhearted about it. And 100%, it wasn't unexpected. I kind of saw this coming, and the ambition of the club is brilliant. It's what we want to see. It's what we want to see. Going back a few weeks when we brought in, your Bornows and your Metchers, fans were a bit, squad fillers. What's going on here? Where's this big shiny toys? These are stocking fillers. What's going on here? And it seemed a little bit of a nervy fan base. And then you see us go all out, putting that kind of money down for a left winger, knowing full well we are going to look at a striker for a similar fee. It's great. It's great. So, yeah, It probably is a bit disappointing. He probably nailed it with that, to be fair, Craig. I probably did you a disservice. He probably nailed it with that comment. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm cool about it. I'm not going to cry about it. And lots more twists and turns, fun and games, like you say, to go, mate. You mean Solomon, whose agents were touting him around before his Leeds loan finished? I couldn't give a shit about his agent, mate. I like Solomon as a player. I think he's a good man too. It is what it is. This happens with everybody, mate. This happens with everybody, Cockney White. Yeah, it's not his agent I want to sign, mate. It's Solomon. I would have Solomon. But yeah, there's players out there again. Didn't know Paixao was. There'll be players out there that I don't know, and we'll get linked with next coming days. I'll have a look at them, and I'll prefer them to Solomon, no doubt. But I would personally have Solomon back. He's a great option. Him and Ramazani fighting out for that left spot. But let's see. We'll get linked with in coming days. I'd rather have Solomon than Jonathan Rowe. That's a fact. If we're going to put 17 million down for Jonathan Rowe, give me Solomon. That for me, that's not even a discussion. I'd rather have Solomon over Jonathan Rowe every day at week and twice on a Sunday. Has Schmidt asked to leave? Probably. I haven't read that, but probably. I would assume so. At least the 49ers are looking in the £30 million bracket. Yeah, I always felt they would do it for a couple of them, Duncan. We are looking at Justin from Leicester to cover what Schmidt does. If we are, I'm happy with that, Steve. A lot of injuries, though, James Justin. A load of injuries. I don't know if he's past that now. We'll have to have a look. But as a player, I really like him. Can play left and right, like you say. Predominantly right, but he can play left back too. He's played left back loads. So as a player, great option. Definitely his backup. But yeah, not too sure how his injury record's been lately. I know he's had a lot of injuries, even for a young player. You should go in the homegrown Jack Clark. He did it all right in the back in the day in the Prem last season. We do get 20% seller after all day. Yeah, decent deal for you that to get that as well. I expect he's staying at Ipswich, is he? And he'll do well if he does. But yeah, I haven't heard no rumours of Jack Clark again. I think we are aiming higher than that sort of player. A couple of players, you know, your Jack Clarks, your Jonathan Rose. We've spoke about in the last couple of years as potentials, but we were Championship side. I think we're looking beyond Jack Clark now. Yeah, and as talented as he is, Gakpo as well. Also, yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, I'm saying yeah. Got a few, weren't there? Robbo, like you said, Paixao always wanted Marseille. Was always up against. Yeah, of course we were. Paxos was never on, Matty lad. Fishing in wrong pond, kiddo. You love it, you don't you, Tommy? You love it. I don't know how you can say it was never on. I think you're talking a load of waffle there. Were you there, pal? Were you there? Were you in Marseille? Were you in Brazil? Were you in Holland? Were you in Germany? In any of these chats? No, you won't, Tommy. Just because it hadn't happened don't mean it were never on, mate. Like, I once won about 3 stone when I was born. Now look at fucking size of me. Like, sometimes things change, pal. It were on, and now it's not on. But 100% it were on. Yeah, it is what it is, Tommy. I'm not arsed, mate. I know you'd pop up somewhere with your little comment. No chance. It's a blessing in disguise, but it's also not. Yeah, I'm saying, Boss Nass. I'm saying, mate. These things happen in football. You win some, you lose some, you move on. You dust yourself off and you go again. Like I said, I didn't know who he was 3 weeks ago. The players we're linked with now going forward this next week, I won't have a clue who they are right now, and I'll tell you that now. Whoever we link with probably tomorrow morning, I won't have a clue who they are. But the ambition in the club have shown by going for a player like this and keeping in it. Let's be fair, they'll have had a massive inkling that this could happen. They're not stupid. They'll have had a big inkling it could happen. That's why they've remained in the race. But Marseille never went away. It is what it is. There's plenty of players out there who we can bring in. We're still an attractive club. We're still a Premier League club. And I firmly expect the club to get it right. Hey up, everyone. There's 132 people in the building. Thanks for being here. Please smash a like. Please subscribe if you don't mind. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Loads of comments coming in now. An 8/10 hybrid Hamer. I don't want Hamer. Sterling and Grealish. Are these names even right? I'm not ready to even discuss other options on that left, mate. Absolutely no chance a player coming in will be on same level as Large. You know, massive Large Ramazani fan, David. Nice to meet you, my mate. Me too. like I say, this will be a massive shot in the arm for Largy, this. Whether you agree or not that we can get better, people will say, you know, Ramazani didn't sign champ, why will he start in Prem? But also everybody knows he's a talent. For me, he'll be a decent player in Prem for me. What's Paixao done to warrant his fee? Well, he's played in Europe, he's played Champions League. Yeah, he has because he plays for Feyenoord. Guess what? Ramazani would be good enough to start for Feyenoord. 100% Ramazani could play for Feyenoord. Ramazani could play for Marseille. So I don't get that talk. You know, I'd say the Championship's an harder league than the Eredivisie, however you call it. I would argue that it's an harder league. So anyone who goes, he's done more than Ramazani, and that, has he? Has Paixao scored at Bernabeu against Real Madrid? No. So I don't think is Ramazani a better level than Paixao now? No, he probably isn't, no. But I'm comfortable with Ramazani playing on that left, mate. And if you call me an idiot, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and I firmly would not be asked if he starts against Everton on that left. I'd actually be quite excited. Renegade B, hey mate, I'll pay your travel, Matty. Where you going to enjoy the night? South of France with nice weather, food and the sea, or cloud, peacock and gravelly chips, no brainer. I know, peacock and gravelly chips every day. Wait, now I'm only joking. I sort of get it, mate. I really do. It makes sense. I wish this shite. Yeah, please smash a like, guys. 143, and thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Andy, Matt, are you happy with all the midfield options? Do you envisage covering any other positions if called upon? I think the midfield is done. It's signed, sealed, delivered. No need to touch that midfield for me. You've also got the backup, aren't you, where Stack and Ampadu can both play centre half if needed. I'd like us to keep hold of Pascal Strauch. He's only centre back I could see moving on, but I don't think he will. There's been no noise of it for a few weeks. But I think centre half, centre mid. I think the four wingers we had last season were good enough for this season. So if, in fact, we did bring Solomon in, regardless of the drop-off from, that's all we'll hear, oh, look who we were linked with. But the four wingers we had last season, everybody, if we'd have signed Solomon, if it were an obligation, the loan last season for Solomon, that we signed him on promotion, he scores that goal at Plymouth, and we've signed him. No one gives a shit about Paixao. You know why? Because no one even knows who he is. He signs for Marseille, yeah? Today, tomorrow, day after, no one has a clue. Here we go. I got past. Just scroll past it, don't you? No one has a clue. I would have been happy with Solomon. So, yeah. When Sunderland overpaid in each transfer, and no doubt wages, I was like, yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, we just see the feed, don't we? And I think they have overpaid slightly on some of them. Again, I think they have done for Xhaka, but like I say, to stay up, it's fair play. But I would love to see the contracts, because Xhaka's not going to be on, he's no mug. He'll be on decent money. If they're overpaying slightly for transfer fees, what are they doing for the actual contracts? And Leeds won't mess around with contracts. We've messed around with them and been burnt too many times. Mick, we've plenty of goal scorers in the squad. A striker will be a bonus. A left back is a must. Yeah, a cover now at fullback's massive, with Schmidt going out to Werder Bremen. Decent side, decent division for him to go play football in. I actually think he'll do well in Germany. Maybe he comes back a better player, because I do think Schmidt's got something, but I wouldn't want Schmidt as backup anyway. So yeah, backup for left back, because Byram, as much as I love him, he can't be first choice off that bench, or, you know, if we have an injury at left back to Goodmanson, and same with right back. So I've always said I wanted Kyle Walker-Peters on loan. He's joined West Ham. He'd have been great backup for Bogle. But it is what it is. Go get Grealish on loan, says Skip. Is this a thing? Or is this just what people are saying now because I know he's not getting game time? Has someone seen anything? I like Grealish. I hated him when he was at Villa. I don't mind him since he's gone to Man City. He seems a nice lad, to be fair. I would have Grealish, yeah. If anyone says I won't have Grealish, I think that's just something against him as a person, but he's a nice guy. There's a lot of charity work. He seems a lovely guy. I would have Grealish, of course I would, as backup to Ramazani. But yeah, again, is it realistic? Probably not. Probably not. Ian Brown, our defence is pure shite other than Ballard, but you should always look to improve on your squad from a championship squad, which is what we are doing. Lassume is class, and hopefully your own Cresswell. Yeah, if you get Cresswell, I'll be a bit gutted. I won't lie with that one. I'm not asked about any other ones, but I'll be gutted about Cresswell. But I wish him the best. I just wish he'd have been at Leeds, but it is what it is. Grealish would be good, but wages would be an issue. City would have to swallow. Yeah, they would, because they'd have to pay a massive chunk, wouldn't they? Probably 50%, you think? Maybe more. I don't know how much is he on. Couple of $100,000 a week. This is what I could see happening with if we don't get if we don't get another winger in. I know we've got the money to go get one, obviously, but if we aim too high again, or not too high, if we aim to that level again and we miss out, does Harrison and Aronson become options? Yeah, maybe. I'd like to think not, but stranger things have happened. Remember, Jorginho was brought in to keep us up. Look how that turned out. Yeah, fair. Andy, Matty, I'm no mind reader, but Farke was going to use 13/14 favourites like last year. I hope I'm right. Yeah, I think you are wrong. I think you are wrong. His bench is going to have more options on for him than just 2 or 3. I think you're wrong this time, mate. I fully, even just seeing the formation change to a 4-3-3 in pre-season. I know he played around with it a little bit last season, but it never felt like something we were going to utilise it within the campaign. I think I've seen enough from Farke so far this pre-season to suggest he's building a squad, not an 11. A lot of these players are Farke players, players coming from Bundesliga and stuff like that. Bloody half of them nearly. I think he's going to trust all his squad, and I think he needs to. He needs to. We ain't going to be good enough in Premier League to get away with utilising half a squad. Needs to be thicker than that. Yous don't have an ambitious plan to lure talent in like we do. Yous are just relying on whether players want to join Leeds. I don't understand what that means, Ian. We've done better business than you guys. I don't understand that ambitious plan to lure. We ain't got Paixao in, but Anton Stack is arguably a better player than Siddiqui and Diarra. I'd say he's a better player for less money. I don't see what you mean. We're bringing in really good players. There's 7 players we brought in a decent level, mate. But again, that's fine. You're not a Leeds fan, so I get it. The 49ers just aren't in the 30 plus 5 million market. Maybe it's just Leeds United art. It's hard. We're a newly promoted side. It's hard. It's one player we've gone for that value, mate, and it's gone. It's a tricky deal to get done when there's another club involved who the player obviously wanted. We're Leeds United. We're a massive club. We're an exciting club. We've got exciting. He was enthused by the project. So with his entourage, they like the Leeds project. They like the Leeds model. They like Marseille a little bit more. And if Marseille couldn't have matched it, he'd have come to Leeds and he'd have said, I'm happy to be here. As soon as Leeds were interested, it's the only club I wanted. Every player says this, but is it true? Probably not. Getting into it now. It's going to get tasty. Maybe not, mate. But Solomon, like Gamlin says here, Solomon was brilliant for us last season. Just because his agent would try to tout him out. He wanted Leeds play, don't forget, he was just on loan. So if Holt was doing dirty against Tottenham, do you know what I mean? He was on loan at Leeds. His agents tried to tout him out to other clubs. Just because he maybe, before the season ended, maybe didn't want to stay at Leeds. There was a period of time where we didn't look like we were going to go up in autos. Only, 5-6 games before the end of the season? It weren't a given we were going up. I don't think it's bad for his agent to be asking other clubs while there's a Tottenham player on loan at Leeds to maybe have a look at what's for next season. Do you not plan what you're doing next week? Like I don't think it's a bad one, Cockney White. I really don't. I ain't gonna use that against him to not sign him because he maybe didn't see a future at Leeds. He were only on loan. Now then, how's it going, Matty lad? All right, Tom. I'm going well, mate. How are you? Are you a bit down about today? Because I'm not too bad, buddy. 4 candles. Another to add to the failed transfer list of Blunderwood. The Ara Siddiqui. You calling him Blunderwood? Seriously? Wow. It's I don't agree with that, mate. I don't agree with that. I think he's doing all right. Sergeant off Norwich. He's a ginger hunking. No. I know a bit. We'll agree to disagree, pal. Rumoured interest in Joseph from Girona in Spain. Bit of competition for Betis. Yeah, and if he's going to leave, I hope he goes to Girona. Sod Betis. I see him going out on loan now. I'd rather get as a fee for him, but the teams that are looking at him don't have the cash for it. So it is what it is, isn't it? He'll end up going on loan to someone in Spain, and it is what it is. Like I say, it's coming as that. I'm not too arsed about it. Go on, Robbo. Plenty of fish in the seas. Hey up, Nige. Evening, Matty. No surprise with Paixao. Everything happens for a reason. That's how you got to view it. Cannot come on earlier or later as you're on the same time as Joe, and it's hard to choose between you both. Both good content. Cheers, Davey. Don't worry about it, mate. Thing is, I used to stress about that going live with Joe. It stressed me out. Now it's quite exciting just to see sort of who's watching when other, not just Joe, when other people are on. It's really nice. You know, I remember one time doing it and about 4 people watching. Now I do it and I've still got 50, 60 people watching when Joe's on. Class. Joe is the goat of this game. He's the reason I started doing content. He gave me my first leg up on his channel as well. So it's all good. But the fact that, you know, people cross over, 142 watching now, so a lot of people have come over when Joe's fishing. That's brilliant, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you feeling torn. Thank you so much for contemplating watching me while Joe's on. But now you're here now, and like I say, good thing about this is, mate, as soon as I've done, it's on there forever. So yeah, you can always watch it back anyway. But no, thanks for that, Dave. Appreciate it. Smash a like, subscribe to our Matty. Cheers, Jammy. Yeah, please subscribe if you're new here. Please stick a like on too, mate. Get it out there for more folk. Fucking row. Don't give him a penny, Marseille. Yeah, I mean, I've got no against Marseille. They wanted to play and they've gone out and got him. But yeah, I'd rather not go buy one of their. I'd rather not now go buy their winger that they don't want because they're getting Paixao. Do you know what I mean, Andrew? I don't want to do all that. It feels like Sloppy Seconds done it. I'm not asked about that. Yeah, if you don't want your winger now because you've signed a winger we wanted, let's not go sign the winger they don't want. Nah, I'm not asked. We move on. I'm sure the Fortnite have other options. They have got other options, Paul. Ramazani. Now they have, yeah. Darren Elliott. Hey, Matt, got great pick of you, pal, at the charity match. Solomon, better devil you know, pal. Come home, Solomon, again, champ. Oh, thanks, Darren. Is that me and you, or is that just a me looking rather large and sensual on pitch? I appreciate that, mate. It was a really good day, wasn't it? Thanks for that. Solomon, come up. Yeah, like I say, I'd like the next week or so to hear of some targets who are better than Solomon, to really elevate that position in field. But like I say, I am happy as Larry if we get Sullivan. I really am. Club got strung along over this one, unfortunately. Jamie, it happens, doesn't it? It happens. The club showed ambition. Fair play. Club showed ambition. I'm glad they did. It's gone to... There's a disappointment in fan base today, granted. But it's not our fault it didn't happen, you know. It's better to go for these, show ambition. The fans, any doubts he had about the 49ers wanting to spend money, the proof's in the pudding. Look, you know, it's not false information out there. At least put 30-odd million quid down for this guy. That raises excitement, really. It should do once we get over this blow that people are feeling. I'm all right, but people are feeling a bit deflated after this one. There's money to have. It's a little bit worrying in terms of now clubs know we've got that sort of money to bang down on a winger, but it is what it is. This is why 49ers try to do things behind closed doors, because if you don't get the deal done, it causes problems. Now everyone knows we've missed out. Same with the couple of lads who went to Sunderland. It creates a bit of a media frenzy and leaves the fan base feeling quite flat, and also then making it tough for other deals to happen. We heard that with the Anton Stackett, the sort of the chat and the media behind it and the stuff getting publicised about the deal and, the pending transfer. It makes it difficult sometimes for negotiations and stuff, which I just think get on with it. Every club has that, but, there is something in that. But we move, mate. We move. 49ers will impress us. They have done already. Yeah, I'm well impressed. Well impressed. Just glad in Paixao saga is over, to be honest. He wasn't. Yeah, I agree, Dirty Leeds. I agree. Tapping King. Cheers, mate. Hey up, Luke. I'm on Lorient, available for around 70 mil total unit worth of punt. I'm throwing SAFC, slapped him back into reality. Should buy your hand off. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I've seen a few people mention his name, but again, I'm not massively arsed at Reddit for. being too arsed about it. I just want a couple of days off, starting another transfer side with another winger. Robbo, I'm just going to keep saying, go on, Robbo. You could argue Ramazani has played at a higher level with Almeida. Ryan, Ramazani has played at a higher level, I would say. He's played at the Bernabeu, he's played in La Liga. Is it at a higher level than playing in the Riverdursi? Yes. Is he a better player than Paixao? You'd have to say no. But I'm not having it that Ramazani's not good enough to play in Prem, though. I'm not having that. Craig Smith, as you mentioned, Maya, Elland Road will be absolutely bouncing for Everton. Live around the world, and what a game to showcase Leeds United. Lots to look forward to, 100%. No negativity on this channel for me, Craig. I say it all the time, I'm a football fan. I'm not a player. I'm not a transfer fan. I'm not a scout. I'm not a fucking accountant. I'm a football fan. Whoever they sign, I haven't got a clue about whether it's going to work or not. Even if I'm not a player, no one has a crystal ball. But when I get to Elland Road and I watch it with my eyes, it's the football I enjoy. Talking about, I love the community on here. I love chatting about football and stuff. But like the player, I ain't got a fucking clue. Like, I'm just a guy who goes to work and should shave this honourable tash off and just tries his best to raise his kids. And I'm just a guy, you know. I don't know not about football in terms of this player and this player and this league and that league. It's just a fucking load of drivel, really. It's the football I love. This is just, you know, try to pass time between games that you come on in and just chat to friends you've made about what's going to happen. But ultimately, I can't wait to just start talking about the football. Because that's what I am. I'm a football fan. I'm not a transfer expert. You know, we've got to trust the people who are transfer experts are going to get it right. And so far, they've done pretty fucking good. And it's shown a level here that they've tried to get such an ambitious deal over the line. It's just not worked. It's just not happened. It's just not happened. It's like being an average-looking guy like myself and walking in a bar and trying to pull the best-looking girl in the bar and getting told to F off. But your mates think you're a bit of a legend for saying it, for having a crack, you know. Had a crack, didn't you? You never know. If you do that 99 times out of 100, maybe, well, you know, you might get a slap at face that one time. You never know. Maybe next deal will come through for Leeds. Who knows? But we do. We move and get some more. Get someone else. Just glad I'm feeling like that now, Leeds. I'm just glad it's done. I'm sick of hearing his name. I'm just glad it's done. We move on. Window is looking good so far, and the shiny toys will come. I agree. Yeah, John, I think you would as well. Go try, get Pedro again. No idea. 100 GNA and over 200 top-level appearances. Those stats sound very impressive. Joe Blackman, if he wants prison FC, then sod him. We're eyeing up other quality targets. Missed out on one ridiculous player. Others exist. Yeah, of course do. Loads of players out there I get. Loads. Oh, my, I knew this was going to happen, but it still hurts, right? Yeah, not for me, Donny. Not for me, mate. I'm cool about it. I'm cool. It can't hurt because we never had him. Do you know what I mean? Losing Rafinha or when you lose play, it hurts. It doesn't hurt because we never had him. And 2 weeks ago, I didn't know about him. So for me, it doesn't hurt, no. It hurts more if your side isn't going for these kind of players, you know. I'm just excited that we're at that level now where we can go and slap 30 million quid down on a player. I'm loving that we're at that level again. Yeah, well, that's the worry, innit? We go, say in a week or two's time, we go, all right, Solomon, we'll have you 20 mil. And Levy goes, 20? You put 32 down on that Brazilian lad. What you playing at Leeds? That's a worry. Antonio Noosa, I have to say. Hey up, Andrew. Yeah, of course it can. Your mate Joe is now banging the... Yeah, I'll see his thumbnail. I was like, oh, I mean, is he saying he wants him? I've not spoken to him. Not spoken to him this afternoon. Is he saying he wants Jonathan Rowe? Because I wanted Jonathan Rowe last year, but I don't really want to give Marseille a penny. But like I say, I don't really want... I don't want a player that they don't want because they've got the player we wanted. But Jonathan Rowe's a good player. But yeah, I'd rather have Solomon. Let's put it that way. Left back, defo need now. Yeah, we do, mate. William McVicker, just liked, subscribe, Matty. You talk sense. I think we do all right this season. Thanks, William. Thanks so much for subscribing, mate. Really appreciate it. And I think we do all right this season too. Maybe better than all right. I think I said 16th. One of my first predictions before we signed a player. I'm thinking like 4th now. I'm thinking about 14th, something like that, me. If we get a top draw left wing and a striker, maybe a little bit higher. I'm not worried at all. I'm excited. Antonio Nusa will cost 50 million or something. No chance. I just seen him play live for Norway against Italy in June. What a player. Oh, wow. Again, mate, not a player I've heard of. Not a player I've heard of, honestly. That might make me sound daft, but yeah. I don't watch as much football as I did as a kid. I just watch Leeds, really. Link with Johnny Rowe. Now that's quite the drop in. Yeah, it is. I like the player, but not at the level we've been looking at. But like I say, Ramazani, will like if we're looking at people like Jonathan Rowe, Ramazani will be rubbing his hands together. Grealish is nice, but hey up, mate. Sorry a bit late to the party. No worries, Render. As long as you're watching my mate Joe, it's all good. It's fair play win, and if we stop our plan, we have to respect our name. Sometimes you have to pay max to bring. Yeah, no, you do. Sometimes you got to pay up, as we've done that as a club, and I think that's why maybe a couple of deals we've tried to get done this summer maybe haven't happened. The contract side of stuff, we won't just roll over and take it. I feel like Sunderland probably have, but you're giving yourself a great opportunity of staying up here, and that's all you can ask. If you stay up, you've nailed it. You've nailed it. If you finish 17th, you've nailed it, and you can build again. It's just risky spending so much money on players who aren't proven, players who are young, and players who are going to miss a month of season based on AFCON. And I know you're sick of hearing that, but it's a fact. It's like me saying I'm going to walk up those stairs to go to bed when I close this laptop and I'm going to be out of breath. It's a fucking fact. It's going to happen. I'm going to be out of breath. All jest. I probably will be though. But yeah, it's a fact. You know, you are going to have a massive hole in your side when AFCON starts. And it's a risky like sort of transfer strategy I think Sunderland have done. But it's giving you a chance to get quite a lot of points on board early with the fixtures you've got. And we'll see what happens. Barnum shouldn't be anywhere near left back cover. Don't you say all about my Sammy Barnum, you Robbo. He should be somewhere near. He should be in the vicinity. Yeah, I think Sam Barnum's very happy being third choice on both sides. So Schmidt going, I'm okay with. But ideally, a better Schmidt would be nice. Someone who could come in who we know can play Prem level football, left and right back, maybe a little bit elsewhere, like he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife, which is good because he is Swiss, I think. He is. But I never thought Schmidt had played in Prem anywhere for us. I just didn't think Farke fancied it at champ level. Didn't think he was going to play minutes, but we need someone like Schmidt, but of a more elevated quality. He never got a fair chance. But Nigel's a few players who wanted a fair chance under Farke, and it is what it is. Charlie Cresswell being the biggest bugbear of mine, but it happens. Not every manager's going to, feel a player, and we didn't utilise the squad that much last year. He was a player that should have probably got more minutes, as is Ramazani, as was Cresswell year before. People will say, yeah, but whatever. They're in squad. They could have had more minutes. Schmidt could have played more minutes last season. Did we need to because we got promoted? No, so Farke were right ultimately because we got promoted. But would we have still gone up if Schmidt had played 3 or 4 more games? I'd argue, yeah. But it just didn't happen. But he's a good player, and I think he'll have a good career. I think next season on loan in Bundesliga, I think he'll stand out. I do. Yeah, please smash a like, please subscribe. Thank you very much. JB, not Rowe. Rowe would be daft, I think. Not super impressive over in front. Yeah, I looked at his stats. Not tearing up more trees over there. Decent young talent. But yeah. But then again, Joe, it's hard, isn't it? Because is he a championship player or a bottom-end Prem player? Because if it's a bottom-end Prem player, people will say, well, he could sign for Leeds, but I don't see us as that, even though we've just been promoted. Sounds daft. If Rowe signed for Burnley, I'd probably get that. If you want to put us in the same bracket as Burnley, you're not a Leeds fan for me. You're just someone being lazy, going, you've got promoted, you're going to go back down. But if you sign for Burnley, I think fair enough. You look at him compared to Jaden Anthony, fair enough. Is he too good for champ? I don't know. Would he look out of place signing for an Ipswich? Probably not. A top-end championship side, low-end Prem maybe. But for us, I don't think he's anywhere near Ramazani's level. I don't feel like he's anywhere near Nonto or James's level. And to come to Leeds now, to mix it with them 4, you need to be in and around their levels for me. Otherwise, what's the point? You need to elevate. If we keep Harrison, Ramazani's playing every minute of every game for me. He's got no one pushing him. Whereas Solomon comes in, he's got someone pushing him, or he's having to push Solomon. If Paixao comes in, Ramazan's got it all to do. So I think Jonathan Rowe would be underwhelming, and it's a lot of money still. 17 million quid. Who's to say they don't knock it back and we end up paying nearly 20 million quid for Jonathan Rowe? Yeah, not for me. If Byron starts games in the Prem, it's mental. I think it might be mental. I think he'll get some minutes in Prem. But yeah, I think it's more like he'll come on 90th minute, you know, see how his charity minutes. Problem with Cresswell, he has no pace. A lot of good centre-halves don't, mate. Depends how good you are, though, doesn't it? To read the game. Aronson on the wing, where is his standards? I don't want to see Aronson on wing either, mate. But while ever he's in the squad, if we're not going to play a 10 and we're going to play 4-3-3, he's either going to come on in that advanced 8 role just to create havoc with his running abilities and his pace and whatever you want to throw in for Aronson, or he's going to come in on left as a sub option. But yeah, I don't want to see it either. But where does Aronson fit if we don't play with an out-and-out 10? He's probably going to play minutes because, again, Farke trusts him. No, he don't, mate. I agree. Hey up, bud. How was the caravan? Yeah, we're good, mate. We only went to Butlins Saturday, dinner time till Sunday night. Nice little break, walk on beach, amusements and all that stuff down Ingermells. It was all right. I got noticed as well. Ingermells, I will cross it road. I had a Leeds United top on, don't get me wrong. But a bloke behind me went, "Imagine not being Leeds. We love you, Leeds. And then looked at Theo, which obviously it does me intro. I was buzzing. I feel were well chuffed because obviously didn't say not to him, but I acknowledged that Theo, you know, we love you. Oh, we're ace. Class, man. Absolutely class. Got noticed in a bloody petrol station in Scarborough last week and then bloody Butlins this week. Mental. I don't know, Sam. Mental. Joshua, Road isn't happening. It was released from some aggregate source as a clickbait because of Marseille link. Liz will not sign Johnny Rowe. Do not panic. Yeah, I don't think we'll sign him. Obviously I've not seen where links have come from. I just saw obviously my good pal Joe Wayman was going to talk about him, but I'll watch that in the morning and see what it says. Yeah. We can't get robbed with Fulham with Muniz. Yeah, that'll be next one, mate. That'll be next one. Armand Lorient 2 is a very good winger who is gettable. Yeah, well, his name's popped up a few times. Done it again. Don't know the player. Heard him mentioned. I'll have to have a look into him. Yeah, that's it, Paul, isn't it? That's it. So when you set your Leeds United hat off, I can see why they do it. Who would you bring in on the wing now, Matt? I'd be happy. Shoot me down with Solomon. I'm saying, again, there's names on this list, mate, that people are firing out who are top quality wingers, maybe even better than Paixao. One of them's rated at 50 million quid, so maybe he's up there. I don't know him. I can't comment. I'd be happy with Solomon, though. I can say that. I'd be okay with Solomon. 100%, mate. Forget about Paixao, we move on. I'm interested in who else Underwood and the Niners are lined up. We could be surprised if he is the standard we were looking at. I'm sure there's quality players on it. Yeah, it was one of 7. That list is not going to be Paixao, fucking Jack Harrison level for over 6s. It's not going to be that much of a drop off. He may have been the creme de la creme, but the other 6 are going to be worthwhile targets. I wouldn't be looking at them, would we? Solomon is better than our other wingers. People say that, mate, and you're entitled to that. I'm not going to say he's not. I prefer a few of the other ones, but I can see an argument, 100%. Fully fit Solomon's a right player, mate. He sure does that. So you're probably not far wrong with that. I think we've got 4 very good wingers if Solomon signs, who are all similar in terms of the levels, and they all push each other, which we saw last season. Like and subscribe. Cheers, Andrew. I think people are sleeping on Metcha. He's looked superb in pre-season and can do a proper job for Paul. 100%. He's going to be the dark horse. He's going to be the surprise of the season for me. I said it when we signed Sam Bynum on a free transfer. I think he was the last free transfer. I think Sam Bynum. That he'd do a lot better than people thought, and he's done that. You don't want him to see him playing Prem, granted, but last 2 years, Sam Bynum's been one of his better players when you take the money into account, how much he's cost us. Mint. And Metcha's going to be the same. And Metcha's going to be better. And Metcha's going to get back in that German squad. I'm telling you now. Telling you now, not Sergeant. Reese Blunderwood, that drives me mad. We have had a great window up till now. We will bring in some quality, I faith. 100%, mate. Hey up, Steve. We'll be fine. Move on. There are more targets. Yeah, of course there is, mate. Main man's rap. Joe and Matty are my goats. Cheers, mate. Lovely comment. Thanks, buddy. Resell Matty Joey's top draw helps a lot of others. He does, mate. He's class. He is class, mate. Well done, buddy. I wanted to see you get the 69. I must have missed that. Well done, mate. Well done. Hope you chuffed with yourself, mate. 7K is brilliant. All that work you do, you deserve it. Why will Paixao pick a small club in the Farmers League than a big one in the most competitive league? Yeah, I don't know, mate. Is he going to look at the league and think I'm playing in a poor league, or is he going to look at it and go, I've got a chance of winning most weeks, maybe winning silverware? That I've seen some people say they won't, because PSG are in there. They're going to be a mix out. They're one of the biggest clubs in France. Whether all that shit, would Leeds have offered more money? I don't know. Who's to say in terms of wages? He'll be happy where he is. He's playing in Europe. It is what it is, mate. I agree, though. Leeds United, Premier League, it would be enough for a lot of people. It just hasn't been enough for him, mate. Simple as. Simple as. Yeah, Jamie, I think so. And now cover for fullback, but I aren't sweating about any of it. I'm really not. Harvey, the Sunderland fan. You're going to say you have done better business. Obviously, I think we have done better than you a lot with Adingra, Diarra, etc. But we have to wait to see everyone. Yeah, I mean, and Adingra been playing pretty poorly on that wing. And he's been playing pretty bad, mate. You had a pretty strong side out against Hearts and got smacked up. Pre-season, I know, but you still got smacked up away to Hearts, mate. It's not the best. Matty, I can remember being disappointed with. That's a Hartford failing a medical. Things happen with transfers. You'll never know until late. No, you don't. We know more than anyone, don't we? Look at Dan James stuff. You are here, and you're a good bloke as well, mate. You're in here a lot, mate, and I appreciate it. And I don't mind the banter, like I say, especially with you Sunderland fans. Me and Wayne have got our show on. We're bridging the gap every week into going into Prem. So bring it on. I love the banter. When I see Wayne next, I'll be giving it some big uns because I'm well confident now. When we first spoke, I was thinking maybe you'd finish above us, maybe it'd be close. I'm well confident, and I'll always speak what's on my mind. I'm a good guy. Wayne's a good guy, but I want that bit of banter. I want that show to get a little bit feisty, but stay on the right side of that feistiness. So yeah, go steady on Ian. He's a good lad. I respect Matty's honesty. Cheers, Jamie. And I respect you, mate. You're a legend. Get that pot. No, mate. No, it's staying on, mate. It's awful, isn't it? But I sort of like it. It's my thing. I'm well behind the comments. Matty Leeds eventually cakewalked the championship. There was still evidence of toxicity. Premier League, the levels are going to tenfold, I fear. Some of us like the transfer. I know you do, mate. It's been right up your street. Right up your street, and that's fine. And I do enjoy your drivel too, mate. And you're really good at it. You're the best at driveling in the scene. You are the best driveler. Just a gut feeling, but feel Stack is going to quickly become a fan favourite in Eckley. Yeah, I can see it too. And I think he'll get a few goals as well. When you, Burnley and Brentford get relegated, you should come straight back up as a stand. Oh, thanks for saying that, Ian. You cutie. That was class, that. Richard Priestley is waiting to do his game reviews in the car while you tell him it's full of bullshit. That's the content we all love in here. Brilliant, off the cuff. Yeah, well, the plan is reviews of away games will be done on here. Me and Priestley will come on 10 o'clock game day. Do his reviews on here. Home games, the ones I get tickets to, which hopefully is all of them. It will be hopefully a 10-15 minute pre-recording car. And yeah, obviously it's all result dependent. The only one we've done like that was the Swansea one, and it did the content, it did the numbers it did, and it's been everyone's sort of favourite video that's sort of watched me from the beginning. So yeah, if you haven't watched that, go watch the Leeds v Swansea reaction in car, me and Priestley. It's I get told all the time it's my best video, but that was just off the cuff. One, my best pal rubbing me up the wrong way, saying it's all right, we'll go up via Wembley, and I was just losing my fucking head. But he knows what buttons to press. You've all got someone like that in your life, whether it's a brother or a best friend. We've seen Priestley's keeping now, especially with Lockie's goals. Yeah. Matty, if Paixao was all that, surely Liverpool. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Rafinha, if Rafinha were all that when we signed him, Arsenal and City would have signed him, wouldn't they? A lot of these teams look at him. I think Arsenal have looked at him. They look at him and they go, right, we can spend 30 million quid now and get him. But what we'll do is we won't do that. We'll let another team take that risk and we'll let Leeds United go for him. And then what we'll do then is we'll sign him for 55 in 2 years if he is top draw. And then we can bring him in then because we know we can do it in Premier League. That's what happens. So they're quite happy to do that. They're quite happy to sit there and let a team bring him in. Newcastle with Isaac, before they sort of made that step again. And then now, bang, he'll go somewhere else and they'll pay double, triple, quadruple what someone paid for him. Sometimes this is just what happens. But like I say, Rafinha, off that notion, we wouldn't have signed him. But yeah, Mark, evening Matty, evening chat. Not the best news, but if he doesn't want to come, yeah, I think that's a rhetoric for most of us, Mark. Disappointed-ish. Would have liked him. Is it end of world? No. Are we comfortable where we are? 7 signings in with 3 weeks at window left. Or 3 weeks before his next game, sorry. We're all right, aren't we? Class playing your version of MOT to the end of the show. I've been humming it all week. Sound Luke. Well, you can put it in chat, actually. I'm way behind. I'm about 15 minutes behind on chat, but I'll keep going. But I'm either going to play. I'm going to try and play out my live streams of one of my songs I've done. So I've got March On Together, but I've also got Imagine Not Being Leeds. My intro song. Imagine Not Being... That one. I've got the full version of that with all the verses that not everyone's heard. And I have so many comments on all my videos saying how much... Apparently, I've got the best intro in the scene. So I'm told, which is great because, yeah, writing those lyrics for that song were class, putting the video together, it took a lot of work. So I'm buzzing when people say I've got the best intro in the scene. It's what a compliment that is. But I've actually got the full version of that I may play out if people comment and say they want to hear the full song if they haven't already. Or I can play Matching Together again. Oh. Tom, if 3 players are called up to AFCON, you can call the games off. It's fact, if you will. Bob Young. What, so if you have players called up, if you have more than 3 players called up for AFCON, Sunderland can forfeit the game. What, postpone it? What, for the whole month? You can postpone like 5 games or something. Is that what you're saying? I don't get that. Give me Solomon every time, knows the manager. Yeah, that's it. He's proven at Prem level, and we already know he fits in the lead system. So he would be fine. Fine. And everyone would have been buzzing with Solomon had we signed him as soon as the season ended. Yeah. Get the pawns. I'm just going to keep spamming me with this now, mate. Michael, why didn't Leeds offer 38 since they knew I went with first choice? Because they won't overpay. It's like putting 200 grand down on an house that's worth 200 grand. And then someone else putting down 200 grand on an house. And it looks like, just slightly over. And then you go, I tell you what, I'll give you 250 grand for a house. And it's only worth 200. Why would you do it? Like, if he ain't worth 38, mate, we can't. You have a cut off. You have a cut off in what you'll pay. And Leeds aren't going to spend, 5-6 million quid more than that. And I don't think it'd have mattered. I think Marseille have found it again. It was just always destined to be that, mate. To be fair, when you're in a promotion race, you don't want to experiment and risk dropping points. You'll never know in the moment. You've got to put your best. You have got to put your best 11 out. I think we'll all agree you could have utilised the bench a bit more, but ultimately 100 points says he nailed it. I can argue till I'm blue in face that Ramazani should have got more minutes. We could have seen more of this person, that person over the last 2 seasons. I still think we'd have gone up anyway. But ultimately, we got promoted on 100 points. So Farke were right. I'm off for my tea. Thanks for the stream. Matty, sweet dreams, everyone. Cheers, Jamie, as always, Mom. Thank you so much. Have a good Tuesday. Which Prem fringe players would you take on loan? I don't know, mate, without thinking about it. I'd have Grealish on loan, because that's been mentioned tonight. Let's say that. I'd have Grealish on loan. Gabby Sada would be a smart acquisition. I love Gabby Sada. I just don't want to... I just don't like who he plays for. Sada is over at that club in Turkey, and we shouldn't ever give the club a single penny. Exactly how I feel, mate. Exactly how I feel. Rowe is just a lazy media. Yeah, I think so. Never going to happen in my opinion. Raman is way better. Yeah, he is. We need to find a Tony, but I would imagine. 2 fullbacks required. Barham should be 5th choice at best. Scott Lightning. Fair enough, my mate. Tell you what, though, when Barham gets some minutes, he'll do well. He'll do well, but yeah, he shouldn't be getting many minutes. But whenever he comes in, he'll always do all right. I'm 26 subscribers off of 3K. If it's anybody in here who hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm 26 off of 3,000. Can you believe that in 10 months? Unbelievable. We always strive like Joe Beat in 7K a day. Brilliant. You see it, you see you close to number and you always want to hit it. But I tell you what, I take pride in every single person. It's not just a number on a screen, man. You know, like looking there, I can't do maths again. It's 2,974 people want to listen to what I've got to say. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much. Absolutely fucking class. Evening, Richard, mate. 93 likes. Let's take it to over 100 likes. About 11 minutes ago. Cheers, Andrew. I think Metro is a free for a reason. He's lost his sharpness. I think it's just his injuries, mate. His injuries. But just because you struggled with injuries doesn't mean you're going to remain injured. Do you know what I mean? He's 26, is he? 26, 27. I think he gets the German squad. I rate him that highly. I rate him that, but I rated him before, and I don't watch loads of football outside Leeds, but I've seen his brother before. I would have loved him, but Felix. But I've seen a Metro play. I liked when we were linked to him, I was buzzing. When I found out he was a free transfer, even more buzzing. And the fact that we probably got it because of his injury record, I think it's fine. I think he's going to be all right. He ain't going to be. You got to think, like, even if you compare him to like a Bamford, that player who's often injured, you can't rely on him to play full minutes. But with Bamford, we relied on him. We relied on him year after year, and we couldn't get him fit. And Metcha's not coming as number one choice. There's not going to be that strain on his body that Bamford had. When Bamford were remotely anywhere near fitness, he had to come back in. We needed him. That's why he never looked sharp, because he was never fully fit, Bamford. He probably looked a little bit better back end of last year because he probably were fit. It's been years since he's been fit. And Metcha's not going to be playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes. He's not the weight of expectation on a Metcha's shoulders like Bamford had. And Metcha can come in and play, might come on for 25 minutes in a game. No stress. He's played for Germany. He's played at a decent level. There's no stress. The weight and the expectation of Leeds United was on Patrick Bamford's shoulders. It was. Not on the Metcha's. It's going to be a great signing for us. Joe Blackburn, I got 6,970. Didn't wake up in time for 69, 69. Oh, you slept through a 69. Some man, you are some. You are some man. Oh, I love that. Tell your friends, Joe Blee slept through a 69. With so much quality winger in France, we stuck with Jonathan Rowe. Yeah, I don't think we're getting him. It's just a loose link in it. They're bringing in a winger. We've been linked with Jonathan Rowe before. 2 and 2 together. Get 69, 69. If Paixao was a third best player in the league, it's simple. We just need to get this. Yeah. If we're third best, let's go get 1 and 2. I love that, classmate. Yeah, thanks, mate. Just to be in that conversation is nice, man. I can't deny it. Russ Vernon, big up, mate. Hope things are well, mate. Shame about Paixao, but let's move on to my next target. Nice and sensible thinking, Russ, as always. Hope you're well, buddy. Says, AFCON Cup's done all those players. Yeah, it's massive. It's massive, that. I think this squad is really solid defensively. Just needs a bit of quality on the left wing and strike. Yeah, which we know we're linked with. We know we've got the money. We know who we want. We've heard his targets from Graham Smith. We know our targets. We now know we've got the door. Let's be fair. We all thought 100 to 150 million. We've spent about half of that 150, and we're probably going to spend other half on 2 players. So the exciting signings are to come. We've shown us ambition. It hasn't happened. Who gives a toss? And we'll go and get someone else. Simple as. Yeah. $130-40 odd time a night isn't to be sniffed at. Yeah, no, 100%. The numbers are great. The numbers are great. Thank you very much for the support, everyone. We're going up as champions. Cheers, Sully. Nice 100. Yeah, 100 likes, 150 watching. Class. Thank you so much. Russ, as per Zinny Boswell and Anthony Joseph at Sky Sports, Marseille matched our offer for Igor Paixão, 28 million plus bonuses. Paixão opted to join Marseille, who have got Champions League football this season. That's it. Matty, you have something in the slowed down version of Match On Together. I liked it from the off, but didn't correlate it to the original. In the right hands, that could be popular. Yeah, yeah. I don't took me on at all, but sometimes I've done a few where I look at and think that wouldn't sound out of place of at Tanner at Elland Road. I think the Galley Speed song and the March On Together, it would work really well at Elland Road. But how the hell you ever get to that level, I have no idea. Look at me. Can barely get out of bed on a morning, pal. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Andrew. Exactly, Tim. That's it. You can't miss what you never had. 100%. We don't know if it'd have been a success at Leeds, do we? We don't. Not as good as Leeds thought. Marseille above you. Hey, mate, at one point we had the likes of leading Cardiff and Millwall Matt above us. So it is what it is. No one's above us. We are the best. Let's get our 9 now. Change of scenery here. What about Ryan Kent, Mike? Graham, stop shouting at me in capital letters. Stop swearing at me as well in capital letters. Not fun. Not big. You're not hard. You might be hard. You're probably harder than me. Really soft. Gooey in the middle. Right then. An hour and 26 minutes. Get in. And I've caught up with the chat. Which when I catch up with the chat, I don't know what to say. Because about you, I'd be lost. Joseph to Girona. Is that right, Girona? Yeah. I hope that happens. I hope he goes out on loan. I hope he doesn't go to Betis. I will be happy with him going to Girona. Imagine we took the league. Sneaked in the top 4. Not going to happen, Robbo, but I love your optimism, mate. But yeah, we're going to have a good one. Are you going to the game on Saturday? Unfortunately, no. I'm annoyed. It's the wife's birthday. But I am going to Dublin the week after, and hopefully I'm going to the Everton game, and then hopefully I'm going to the Arsenal game. But then annoyingly, we're at the Caravan for a week or 5 nights when we play Newcastle, and that is a killer. Absolute killer. So I'm actually going to miss Villarreal, which is only a friendly, but I would have loved to have gone to my little one. I'm going to miss Newcastle at home because I'm away in Skeggy. Really want an abroad. I haven't had an abroad holiday in since twins have been born 6 years. Me and Alice went away just before they were born, but yeah, I haven't been able to risk an abroad holiday with our Jonah, with it, the one that has all from, because it'd be too much for him on plane. I don't want to stress him out. And I think we'll have to get a villa. So he's got his own space, which we just haven't been able to afford. But hopefully next year we can go abroad. But I'm going to Skeggy, but I quite like caravans anyway. I'm a caravan man. I don't mind them at all. Girona straight loan. Yeah, Richard. Straight loan. And hopefully he smashes it. I hope he goes there instead of Betis. It'd be quite nice. Go to Girona and score against Betis. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? I'd like that. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. All signings look good on paper. All depends on how they gel on the pitch. Yeah, and you know what? Best thing is nice. 7 signings through door already in pre-season. They're already playing. They're already playing football together. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Milan will be good. Enjoy Dublin for the short time you were there. Cheers, Richard. I will do, mate. Thank you. Who would have thought Leicester would ever win the Prem? We finished 4th in our first season back in the first division. I know. I finished 9th under Marcelo, but I just don't see it. Just ignore my message. Where, Steve? I don't know if where you are, mate, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know, mate. A lot of messages on the 121 people in here. Please like, please subscribe and all that jargon. You legends. Big up Mateo Joseph. Understand Girona have offered a straight loan for Joseph. Leeds are considering the offer and likely to give an answer very soon. I think he'll send him on loan. What option have we got, really? We're signing a striker. He's down in pecking order. I think he wants to go play football. I think we'll let him go. I really do. Can we all subscribe, please? It's free. Cheers, Richard. I'm thinking everyone here is probably subscribed, to be honest. But yeah, 24 or 3K. Might happen in the next couple of days. Did you get those pics I sent you on Facebook Messenger? No, Nige. When did you send them? I didn't. But then again, I bet my notification had turned off. No, I don't have anything off you, mate, on there currently. No. You sent them to someone else, haven't you? Well, enjoy, Matty. I'm going LS11. Love that, mate. Love that. No wrong with Cleethorpes, Skegness, Great Yarmouth. Many can have holidays as a kid. Yeah, it is what it is, mate. Kids love it. Kids love going. The sister-in-law's got a caravan there, so it's actually free for us as well. About a week ago, no, Nige. No, mate, I didn't. I ain't got no off you, pal. Otherwise, I'd have replied. No, mate. I don't know how to check, like, if it's one of a spam or something, but hold on, message request. No, mate, nothing. Nothing, mate. Apologise for that. Then we finished 9th in half the season back. No reason why we can't do a Leicester. Very true. Very true. One sec. Let me... I want to try Rust now, but I don't know if I've got it on my computer. The game speed song to play us out. I don't think I've got it saved, mate, to be honest with you. Just have a look now. I might have. Yeah, no, I can't find it. I haven't got it saved on my computer. Yeah, I've not seen it, mate. We have big Leeds following here in Dublin. Can't wait for the boys. Yeah, it's going to be class. I can't wait. I said 15th after promotion. A few weeks back, was worried. Yeah, I'm same. Dublin almost sold out. I was 54,000. Can't wait for my two brothers. Our kids are. Yeah, it's going to be class, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, so, right, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm going to play you out. It's already set up as this, Russ. I'm going to play you out with the full version of my intro song, Imagine Not Being Leeds. If you haven't heard it, the lyrics come up as well. I think it really shows the true meaning of being a Leeds fan. We've been kicked at curb, we've been trod on, and we still stand tall, don't we? Still stand tall, still singing, still believe in our boys and our club, no matter what the world throws at us. But yeah, please smash a like, please subscribe. I really enjoyed this today. Just a bit of a discourse, me and chat, going through it like we normally do. I hope you all feel better about the deal not going through. It's okay. We will be fine. I'll be there on Saturday with my wife and daughter. Great to be with them both. First time at Elland Road. Our classmate. Love that. Love that. We have a great day, Craig, and I'm sure we'll get the win for them. Night, my sweet dreams. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a great Tuesday. I'll be back some point this week. Don't you worry about it. Not that you were anyway, but yeah. Thank you very much. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll leave you with this song to play us out. Night, everybody.
Down in the dust, we stood alone. Empty pockets, broken home. We wore white like armor strong, and sang our truth in every song. They said we'd fade, they closed the door, but we kept coming back for more. Every wound, through every scar, we knew exactly who we are. Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds. From Revy's boys to Liga One nights, from stolen dreams to northern lights, we held the flame when hope was thin, believed in fire deep within. The badge was bruised, the colors torn, but in that loss cross, our faith was born. We don't need glory, we don't need gold, just stories warm and hands to hold. Imagine not being Leeds, not bleeding this pride, not singing when losing, with no place to hide. Imagine not knowing what loyalty means, what it's like to still hope through the hardest of scenes. They don't understand how the broken can shine, but we've been in hell and still drew the line. Imagine not walking where legends have been. Imagine not being Leeds. So raise a pint to the years we lost, to every tear, to every cost. For when the sun shines down again, we'll love you more because of pain. Imagine not being Leeds, not carried by song, not knowing where the brave belong. Imagine not fighting for something so real, where every defeat is something you feel. We're not just fans, we're blood and bone. We are the fire, we are the stone. So laugh if you want, we know what this means. You'll never know love if you're not Leeds.